Okay, I'll call this meeting to the Historic Preservation Commission to order. Have the attendance, Tim Payne's here,
Cindy Nordell.
Cindy's here,
Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins. By Zoom, I believe we have Jim Nelson, is that right?
Jim Nelson's here.
Okay. We'll go into the public hearing. I'll call a public hearing. I'll open the public hearing for the application received from A Step Back in Time LLC to nominate Fremont County National Bank as a local historic property, which is located at 532 Main Street, lots 15 and 16 on the southwest corner of Main and 6th Streets, pursuant to the city's ordinance concerning designation of historic properties. This public hearing is now open. Let's start off with the applicant. Mr. Tezak, I believe he's here. Okay. Have him just come on up, or what? How do you want to do it?
I can do this. I can do the
You'll
staff
do it,
report.
the presentation?
Yeah, I'll do the staff.
Sorry to put you on the
report.
spot.
I'll do the staff report first, and then we can.
Okay, staff report
Yep.
first. Got it. Okay, go ahead.
This is a public hearing for the commission to consider the application for nominating the Fremont County National Bank as a local historic site. The application was submitted by the current property owner, A Step Back in Time LLC. The property has been properly noticed of the hearing prior to this meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission. The property is located at 532 Main Street in downtown Canyon City, at the southwest corner of the intersection of 6th and Main. The property encompasses Lot 15 and 16 of Block 11 in the original plat of Canyon City. Under the application submitted by the owner, this property is associated with two of possible 5 criteria established by the commission that follow the state and national nomination criteria for historical significance. The two criteria selected in the application are criteria A, the property is associated with events that have made a significant contribution to the history of Canyon City, and criteria C, the property has distinctive characteristics of a type, period, method of construction, or represents the work of a master or possesses high artistic values. The application form notes the year of construction as 1920-1921. The construction of the bank began in May of 1920 and opened for business on April 18, 1921. The nomination form did not list an architect, a builder, or a designer of this property, but upon further research by staff, the architect was identified as Robert Helmer of Denver, and the company responsible for the original construction was appropriately named Bankers Construction Company, also from Denver. They built the First National Bank building in Florence, Colorado as well. Alex Simpson Jr. Company of Denver served as the general contractor on the project, according to Canyon City Daily Record newspaper article published April 16, 1921. The building has not moved from its original location based upon early photographs of the structure found in the archives of the Royal Gorge Regional Museum and History Center. The architectural description section on the application cites some of the descriptive quotes published in the Canyon City Daily Record on April 16, 1921. The same article also states the building is of the Georgian order. The building, however, is late classical revival, which will be addressed in more detail in the significance of the property. The physical condition of the property has changed significantly in the past year. The owner purchased the former bank when the building still had a neo-mansard roof and modern exterior covering the entire original structure. The building had undergone 2 significant remodels since it was originally built in 1921. The first major modification happened in 1964, 1965 with the addition of a covered drive-in facility along the west side of the original structure. And in 1974, 1975, the second expansion and modernization project got underway. The covered drive-in facility from the previous expansion became part of the main lobby of the bank. The installation of the neo-mansard roof and a modern contemporary exterior over the original bank building also occurred at this time. It was because of this specific remodel of 1974, 1975 that the building got listed as an intrusion in the 1981 survey of downtown Canyon City and as a non-contributing building in the Historic Building Survey of downtown Canyon City 2004-2005. The Fremont County National Bank building did not meet the criteria to be included in the Canyon City Downtown National Historic District and is therefore not eligible at present for tax credits or grant funding through History Colorado State Historic Fund. The current owners, however, have since removed the mansard roof and modern facade this past year, revealing the bank's original exterior. As the application states, the original building has aged very well since it has not been exposed to the elements, and the architect who designed the modernization took great care in minimizing the impacts of the existing structure while anchoring the structural steel for the mansard roof. The original windows, cornice, frieze, coins, and the distinctive columns are pretty much still intact, with only minor damage around the base of the columns along the lower windows on the east side of the building and some brick at the northwest corner of the building. As you can see there. The additions along the back, south side, and the west side of the original bank will remain, but as the nomination form states, these additions are distinct in their appearance from that of the original main building. The owner's intent, which is stated in the application form, is to have a single structure that flows from the historic elegance of the brick and terracotta of the main building to the newer additions that will complement the appearance of the newly rehabilitated historic structure. In regards to the building's historical significance and contribution to the community, the Fremont County National Bank, later called Fremont National Bank, has a long history in Canyon City. Established in 1874, this local financial institution served Canyon City and the surrounding community for 136 years and operated out of this building in particular for almost 90 years when Wells Fargo purchased the bank in 2009-2010. The bank first opened for business in August of 1874 in the McClure House Strathmore Hotel located on the northwest corner of 4th and Main Street. The bank moved a few more times along Main Street before relocating permanently to 532 Main in 1921. Of all the structures Fremont County National Bank operated out of during its long history, the building at 532 Main Street is the only structure where the name of this local financial institution is prominently and clearly inscribed right on the front of the building. As the application states, throughout the middle part of the 20th century, the bank continued to grow and expand, eventually merging the original structure with several other structures to create what now stands on the corner of 6th and Main Streets. Throughout this evolution, Fremont County National Bank continued to pride itself on being a great community partner by supporting many worthwhile causes while being a valued community bank. Though not selected as one of the criteria for this nomination on the application form, this local financial institution can be associated with several prominent local citizens who either served as bank president or served on the bank's board of directors. Such people included bank president at the time the building's construction, George F. Rockefeller, board director John H. Harrison, and board director Dr. W.T. Little Sr. In more recent years, local businessman and philanthropist Darrell Biggerstaff became bank president in 1982 and the bank's chief executive officer in 1990. Former Colorado state legislator Harold McCormick also served on the bank's board of directors in the 1990s. The Fremont County National Bank is rather distinct in both style and type for downtown Canyon City. This late classical revival building has a shallow recessed entrance fronted with twin columns, which are characteristic of a temple front type of architecture. In the early part of the 20th century, this type of architecture was used almost exclusively for financial institutions. The Fremont County National Bank is the best example of this type of architecture in Canyon City. There is no other building on Main Street or within the downtown historic district that have all the same architectural elements, the terracotta coins surrounding the brick, the twin Greek Corinthian columns, the decorative trim under the cornice, and the decorative panels under the front windowsills, as well as the distinguishing pilasters surrounding the front door. Using these findings of fact, this property meets the criteria for designation as listed in the city's ordinance, section 123090. One being the building is at least 50 years old. Two, the site is identified with historic patronages or groups or which represent important events in national, state, or local history. Three, the site represents an association with notable persons. Four, the building exemplifies specific elements of an architectural style or period. And five, the building demonstrates superior craftsmanship or high artistic value. As this is a public hearing, staff recommends the Historic Preservation Commission cites these findings of fact as stated in the staff report, the application form, and the city's ordinance explaining the commission's jurisdictions to hold a public hearing upon this request. Staff recommends this Historic Preservation Commission vote to support the resolution recommending City Council's approval for the Fremont County National Bank located at 532 Main Street to be designated as a local historic site. This concludes the staff presentation for this meeting. I'm happy to answer any questions the commission may have. We also have a representative from A Step Back in Time, Danny Tezak, to speak on behalf of this application and nomination.
Thank you for that presentation. Any questions for staff on this resolution? I assume this is resolution number 1.
I hope so. I didn't mark it down, did I?
I think it'd be a pretty good
Pretty
guess.
close, yeah.
Okay, any questions for staff? Okay, Jim, do you have any questions? You're still muted, Jim.
No, I don't have any questions. I thought it was a very complete report.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is a public hearing. Do we have any members of the public who would like to address this resolution?
I'd like to make one clarification to the staff report, if I may. The portion discussing, I think it's on the second page, about the addition along the back will remain. That addition actually will go away to be replaced with a new 2-story addition, and that's for a couple different reasons, mainly for ingress, egress, for fire, to meet fire code. And so the way that building has been pieced together in the back, the roof lines are not, they don't match. There's a lot of construction in there that does not meet the standards of kind of the rehabilitation that we're trying to take this building to. And so it became cheaper to demolish just that single level addition in the back, making sure that the main historic bank building remains as is, and then it'll still be totally separate, you know, from an architectural standpoint, to where the main bank building is still the focus of that corner. You know, we're trying to really keep that historical significance, you know, the showpiece there. So just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tezak.
If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions for the applicant, Mr. Tezak?
I could ask a lot of questions,
Yeah.
but it doesn't apply to what we're doing today, so I'm fine.
Well, thank you
Okay.
for your consideration.
All right, thank you very much. Any other members of the public wish to address the commission? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at this time. Chair will entertain a motion for resolution number 1, series of 2021.
I make a motion that we accept the resolution number 1 for 2021 for accepting the Fremont County National Bank building as a local historic site.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, Cindy seconds. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor for resolution number 1, a resolution of the Historic Preservation Commission of the City of Canyon City recommending approval of a historic site designation for the Fremont National Bank located at 532 Main Street, Canyon City, Colorado, also known as lots 15 and 16, block 11, Canyon City. All in favor signify with aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. Okay, next order of business. Yes, there will be a vacancy on the commission.
Okay. Wanted to make sure and clarify. We'll get a notice posted in the paper as soon as possible for that vacancy. So we can
Okay.
fill that. Or if somebody, an alternate wants to,
We do have alternates,
yeah, we do
Yeah,
have
okay.
alternates, 2 alternates, so.
2 alternates.
Yep,
Do we ask them first?
we can. Yeah,
I think that might be the route to go.
yep.
Okay,
We'll ask them first and then
okay.
we'll post if needed.
I think that's the route to go. Let's go with the alternates first and
Yep.
then go if they don't
I
step
think
up.
one of them's
Okay,
Chris.
all right. And you'll do that?
Yep, I can do that.
All right. Okay. Any other further business with this commission? Jim, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything further.
Okay, with no further business coming before this commission, we are adjourned.